going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry that I dropped off on Tuesday. So earlier this week, I made two videos, Monday, Tuesday. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is basically has been more of a trading journal of me passing the FTMO challenge, right? Because we're gonna pass it regardless. I've been going through a lot, and I'm sorry that I wasn't there. Unfortunately, um, my grandmother is not doing well, and I had to catch a flight on Wednesday and go see her. I live in Florida, so she's in New Jersey. I had to catch a flight back home and just be with her before I couldn't get a chance to be with her anymore. So that's going on in my life, and it's extremely hard. It's like since I decided to start this channel, it was just like life, right? Life happens. I had a baby, my wife was pregnant, and just things continuously happen. And I just come to the conclusion, regardless of, of what it is, if we decide to take this avenue, right, of trading as a life, then we have to learn how to balance our lives, be it through happiness or pain, along with trading. So I'm still here. Regardless of my emotions that we're going through, I did not trade, guys, at all. So I didn't trade Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. If you look at my FTMO, my phase two is still sitting at 4%. This one down here is my phase one that's at 8.5%, and then this is phase one unlimited that I have connected to this phase one that I started, and then these two are the SPX accounts that I've been trading that unfortunately earlier this week, if you watched my videos, I had some losses on. I've come to the realization that one, I'm making mistakes, right? Like this channel and you guys have helped me out tremendously, but I still make my mistakes, and somebody honestly pointed it out, and they're absolutely right, because I need to stick to my strategy as far as what I back tested, right? So unfortunately, my first two trades of the week, last week, I didn't let run to full TP, and I was just, scared. One, because they were happening before 9:30, and then also because of news and whatever. But those two trades would have put me over the top if I ran full risk, and if I would have ran 2 TP, right? So that is something that I'm going to try to implement on setting my trade and walking away, and that's it. Like turning off MT4, walking away from my computer. I don't have the trades. I don't have my MT4 accounts on my phone. I took it off my phone so I wouldn't sit there and take a look at it. So I'm definitely going to start implementing that, because I should have passed this a long time ago, right? And then another thing, as far as talking about right now, I back tested it this way, right? And it's profitable. Basically, either going in on a fair value gap or on an OTE and setting limit orders, right? Pending orders. Once it comes in, it activates and goes. But I wanted to talk about that a little bit, because I feel like I could have avoided certain situations if I would have just dropped down to a lower time frame and waited for either a break of structure or maybe a fair value gap to get tapped into before taking the trade in the direction that I think it was going to go. So I'm going to use Friday as an example. So typically, right, in my the strategy that we've been using, I would take price from 12 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Now I'm not going to change it, right? I'm not going to change it just because I back tested it this way, but it's definitely something that I'm going to look into and start noting it, right? And collecting data, so maybe I do end up changing it in the future, right? So typically, if I would have been here on Friday trading, price took out the low, so now we're looking for a reversal, right, to the upside. Like price forward, but you need a market structure shift. So I'm looking for this lower high to be taken out, which it does. And there's actually a fair value gap right here. Let's see how far price pushes up, starts reversing. So if I take out my fib, top to bottom, yeah, 61.8 is right below it. So let's just say we do a short position at the 61. Cover your low. Wrong one. I'm sorry, I'm at work today, so my computer's set up a little differently. Long position. Cover the low. Alright, and target 2 times risk. Somewhere around there. So playing price forward, this is typically how I would have traded this. And then would have gotten stopped out. Right there. Right? Now, if I would have dropped to a lower time frame as price was playing out, I wouldn't I would not have gotten in on any of these candles because there's no one market structure shift or reversal forming to the upside, right? Like it just wouldn't make sense. Price is obviously in a downtrend and it's continuing to push down. So if I would have just waited for there to be some sort of right break of structure, so you have this pattern here, right? And let's say you went in on the candle that actually broke structure and you kept your stops below. Now the whole thing is, if it takes out this low, then more than likely it's going to continue to the downside, right? Because it's just you're just playing out market structure or where price is supposed to go, right? If you're saying that it's in an uptrend, you want a higher low to be created, not take out your low, right? So playing price forward, price goes in your direction, and then let me drop it back to the 5 minute. Let's move this. You have a better risk to reward than you did have before. Playing price forward, you would get full TP. So this is definitely something that I'm going to look at. So I didn't take a trade on Friday. If you guys did, and we're just sticking straight to the strategy, you might have taken a loss. Let's see, what does Thursday have for us? Thursday, I didn't trade it either. Never took out the low. You take out the high. So if you're playing Thursday out, right, and you see that the high was taken out, there's no market structure shift there. So if you're waiting for this low to be taken out, it doesn't, right? It hesitates and it takes some while. So there's not a real strong displacement to the downside where it would say like, hey, the price is reversing per se. So more than likely I wouldn't have traded this. Took out the high again. Then what happens to the price? Does it fall off? Does it keep going up? We don't take out, if we took out this high, now you're looking for this low to be your reversal. But price is just consolidating. It's already 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. There's no point in trading. So that was Thursday. So jumping into Wednesday, price just kept dropping. Let's mark out the high, mark out the low. I'm not going to do replay from the beginning because you see that the lows were taken out. And it wasn't until this point here where price started reversing, right? So even though typically you would look for this to be taken out for your market structure shift, this pattern is a reversal pattern, right? So you have your break of structure, and you have a fair value gap. So if you really wanted to, where's my value gap right here. So same scenario in play, right? Let's say you're looking at this trade and you drop down to the 1 minute, right? Where are we? It's Thursday. Sorry, guys. There we go. So you drop down to the 1 minute. You could wait for the same similar pattern where you have a break of structure, right here. So you have a break of structure. You have one here. Then you have another one right here. So you could have, let's say, taken a long position at this break of structure and cover the low and target 2 times the risk, right? You could have yeah, that would have been the right entry. And then, or you could have gone in on the fair value gap that was created after the breaker structure, which is pretty much the same area. You know, if you would have decided to go on this breaker structure here, cover this low, and then the most you would get is, well, not much. A 1 to 0.4. No, it went higher. You would have caught a 1 to 0.8. But yeah. So that is something that I'm definitely going to keep an eye on, especially after 9:30, where price is playing out smoother, right? Like I've gone in trades and you guys have seen me because the setup presents itself, and before 9:30, I'll just set the limit order, and typically either I win or lose, right? 9:30 happens, the volume comes in, activates my price, and then goes to TP, and it is what it is. So I also before 9:30, if it's like right around that mark where I have a trade set up, I guess it would be up to me if I'm going to take the risk or not. Back testing it, it's that's how I back tested it because I never broke down to the 1 minute to check the entry. But looking at price now, moving forward, I'm definitely going to keep track of the 1 minute setup and see how often it plays out, or is it better off just going in straight on either the OTE or the fair value gap and forget about dropping to a lower time frame looking for a reversal. So that's what I noticed. I'm really sorry, guys, that I'm not my super energetic self. My grandmother was basically like my mother. Don't get me wrong. I love my mother and I have my mom, but my mom and dad were hardworking parents. And I spent a lot of time with my grandmother. She was 87 years old and she fell pretty bad a few weeks ago and just unfortunately never recovered. And I know that she's going to a better place. She's gonna be up there with my great grandma. So yeah, it's been a little bit of an emotional week for me. But I'm here. I'm back. I'm sorry that I disappeared for a little bit. But yeah. Oh, and for was ever asking, I don't have a Discord yet. Don't know if I'm gonna make one or not, but just stick to watching my video, guys. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody out there. I appreciate all the comments. Take care, and I'll see you guys on Monday.